Hello everyone, my name is Merel. I'm really happy that you chose to watch this video today because I've been excited to make this one for a very long time. I always love watching other art journal flip throughs because they inspire me a lot. Today I want to share my yellow art journal with you. This journal is from the Italian brand Zayak and I worked in it from March until October of this year. This journal has blank sheets and the paper is 100 grams acid free. This means that you cannot use watercolor in it, but other mediums like paper, glue, or acrylics do work. Before I'm going to ramble too much, I want to take you with me on an adventure through my journal. Let's start! I created most of the pages in this journal while I was doing my internship in Antwerp, so it's nice for me to see how my process was during that chapter in my life. I experimented a lot with galaxy backgrounds as well. You can see that here. For me, it's important that I tell a story in my journals. Each spread tells a different story. Sometimes a person comes up to you during a job application or another network event and they ask you to describe yourself in just a couple of words. Sometimes I feel like my journals do the explaining for me. Somehow I can see myself in between the pages. That's why it's so important to me that I will keep on creating the journal entries. Most of the written words you will see during this flip through I wrote myself. Writing has always been my first passion, and even though lately I start to draw and illustrate more than I write, words will be my number one love. When I'm older, I would love to flip through an older journal of mine and see what I wrote back in the days. How did I experience my student life? What did I do to overcome certain struggles? And how did that shape me into the person I am today? I used acrylics for this galaxy spread. Painting is really relaxing for me to do, and I totally recommend it to you if you're looking for a hobby that will relieve you from stress. I think it's important to tell you that colors play an important role in my journal entries. I think color is one of the most important subjects because it's really nice to see a certain color pop out. Here I experimented with galaxy backgrounds again. I was a little obsessed with doing that. If you follow me on Instagram, you might know that my favorite color is yellow. You can definitely see that in my journals. Using yellow or other variations of that color is one of my favorite things to do, and although I want each journal entry to look different, I keep on coming back to yellow. I cannot help it. On this journal spread, I added lyrics from the song Yellow Flicker Beat by Lorde. I don't do this often, but adding your favorite lyrics to the pages can make it extra personal and nice. Or maybe it helps you when you have trouble filling up the pages. On this spread, you can notice something weird. Do you remember that I told you at the beginning of this video that watercolor does not work in this journal? This was the experiment where I realized that very thing. This right page was a little ruined. The drawings that you can see here are not my own. I bought them as a pack of postcards in a small vintage bookstore in Antwerp, Belgium. I have no idea who the drawer is because it wasn't mentioned on the cards, but the drawings do remind me of the experiences that I had in this lovely city. Living here on my own brought along a lot of responsibility and freedom. I did my internship here. Not everyone might know this, but I'm currently studying for my bachelor's in visual design. I'm going to school in the northern part of the Netherlands, in a small city called Groningen. I'm currently in my 4th year and time is literally flying. It feels like I've just started studying, but that's not the case. Next to lyrics or drawings, adding random things like a tea bag can also be fun. Although I do own a bullet journal, I don't use it a lot. I do like to add calendars of current months. That's what I did with this spread for July. I'm just too lazy to make my schedule pretty, to be honest. What else can I tell you? Experimenting with the materials that you have at home can work really good for your creative skills. Use dried flowers, old newspapers, or envelopes that you still got at home. Try out different paints. Don't try too hard to be good at what you're doing. Just concentrate on how your paintbrush moves on the paper and remember to enjoy the art journey. While finishing this yellow journal, I did a lot with Galaxy. I mentioned that before as well. But let's pretend you want to start a special journal for the autumn season. You could always come back to autumn illustrations. Think of pumpkins, hot coffee or tea, autumn leaves, warm sweaters, and books in bed. Of course, it's totally up to you what kind of subject you want to choose. But in that way, you can definitely see your progress and how far you can come with just journaling for, let's say, 15 minutes a day. It really doesn't have to cost hours of your time. Or perhaps you could prepare your pages beforehand and clue it all in when you take a short break during work or school. My advice would be, don't focus on creating pretty things, focus on creating memories. I'm aware that that quote might be as disturbing as the live, love, laugh quote or the home sweet home one, but well, sometimes we need cliches in our lives, don't we? And otherwise, just ignore what I'm saying. I said before that I didn't want to ramble too much, but I always get excited when I'm talking about my art journal. That's probably the reason why I wanted to make this video for so long. Here, I didn't really explain my way of creating journals or the materials that I use. If you're new to this channel or new to journaling, I created a couple of other videos that explain the way I work. But if you need another one about my favorite art materials or anything like that, please leave a comment down below and I will see what I can do. Questions are welcome as well. For now, I want to thank you for watching this video. If you would like to see my journals in pictures, I post each and every one of them on my Instagram. My username is Merel Journals. I hope you have a good day. Bye bye!